Hi there. So it's been a while since the last episode. I broke my promise that we were going to do an episode every single week. There's a couple of reasons behind it, which I'm going to talk about now. Also, some of you will already know that there's been a bit of a bad news recently within the Wings and Things family. So I'll tell you about that as well. But yeah, it's been a bit of a trying kind of week or so, or a couple of weeks since we last put out a video. Now, one of the problems we've had is, unfortunately, we've said another goodbye to another member of the Wings team. It was very unexpected. It was very quick. Some of you who have contact with us quite a bit will already know this one, but I haven't really put this out for anybody else to see yet. So, yes, it's a difficult one because it was a very, very, very big member of our team, even though she was very, very, very little. So, unfortunately, just over a week ago, we had to say goodbye for the last time to Riley, our little owl. Now, it all happened very, very, very quick. What actually happened was we noticed that she'd got these strange growths in her eye, which we instantly booked her into the vets to go and have them checked out. And then literally the same day that we booked her into the vets, we noticed her foot had swollen to kind of 3 times its normal size, which then caused a different problem with the equipment she got on. So we had to cut that off. So she got a very, very bad infection in her foot. And Milo's going to walk past the camera. Thank you, Milo. Very, very bad infection within her foot. And the growths that were in her eyes were actually cysts, which were coming from internally in her eyes. So she'd already gone partially blind in one eye. Her other eye was going down the same path. The infection in her foot was quite considerably bad, even though it come on really, really quickly, with no visible external signs, which means that there was something going on internally. So after a very hard discussion with the vet, who was kind of very good about it, but he kind of didn't hold any punches, that the long-term prognosis of treatment for Riley was not very good at all. So obviously the decision was taken. So that's why I've been a bit quiet recently. That one hit home a little bit harder than anybody expected because it was so quick. It was literally within a matter of days, all these things kind of came out to view. Now, one thing I often say to people is with birds, if a bird looks poorly, it's ill. It's really ill because they will mask illness for as long as physically possible. So by the time all her symptoms had started to come out, then obviously it was towards the very end. So unfortunately, we've had to say goodnight for the last time to Riley, which is, for a little bird, is going to leave a massive hole within the family. So that's part of the reason why there hasn't really been a video out over the last couple of weeks, or any really videos over the last couple of weeks, because personally, I'd lost my mojo with it all. However, the show goes on, as they say, so we have to keep going. We've got all the rest of the animals. We've got to keep going with this. And I promised you guys as well that I would do this for 12 months to see where we're at the end of it. So that's one thing. Also, as well, the footage that I'd been trying to film over the last week or so was actually proving a lot harder to film than I thought. So my kind of thing now is any wildlife photographer out there, or wildlife filmographer, my kind of views of you has gone up dramatically, because what I was trying to do was put out a little video about the kind of wildlife that we have on our doorsteps in our garden. So I have filmed some few things. There are some pictures we've taken. As Milo walks past the camera again, he's sitting with me in the living room at the moment. So we'll try and piece all that together and we'll get a video out for you, so you can see that we are up to something. We are still here, and we are still moving forward, and other projects that we're kind of getting going as well at the moment, which we'll hopefully do a little bit of filming with them too. But yeah, it's been a trying week, and yeah, but we're going there. We're carrying and moving. We're carrying on moving. So hopefully, the bits that I show you next, you'll enjoy, you'll appreciate, and for those that stuck around and come and watch this video, hopefully, the videos from here on out will just get better for you. We've got some exciting things in the pipeline, some new projects, some new animals potentially. We've got one that has been due to come for a while. We've just been trying to organize things. So yes, but thank you for anybody that is watching this and is bearing with us. It's all massively appreciated. And also, if you've just come across us and you've managed to deal with me rambling, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave any comments, share the videos, do all that normal jazz. Subscribe to the channel, and then we can carry on doing some of these videos that we're going to do for you and just get bigger and better and more involved. But anyway, that's enough of me waffling. Enjoy the bits that we have filmed. Take care, folks. I'll see you at the end. So it's very shaky cam. Bear in mind, filming swifts is not an easy job. What I'm trying to do, hopefully, because all these swifts are basically looking to come into roost. It's about 9:45, 9:45, somewhere around there. So a lot of these swifts are looking to roost. Now they roost up here. There's about 3 nests there, and there's one around the side of the house there as well. So the speed that these guys come in at is just bonkers. So we'll see. I know you can't really see that well, but there's got to be at least 30 or 40 swifts flying around at the moment that nest in the houses where we are, which is fantastic numbers, and it's better than it was last year as well. Actually, last year's numbers for swifts were not fantastic. We didn't have a good year here this year. This year it's phenomenal. Most of these are going to be the youngsters from this year that have not long fledged. They're learning to fly before they take their long trip back down to Africa. But yeah, you can hear them. Me trying to film them on a phone is not the easiest thing, but I love them. All right, let's see if we can catch some more. Or at least catch them coming in anyway. So there's quite a few kicking around. You can hear them. And also hear Eric shouting. So yeah. One of the things, there's a big bunch of them coming in now. One's just gone in. I just heard it behind me then. So I just shot in just above there. They're all circling the house. Oh no, big seagull, big herring gull even. Coming over again. So these birds, they, like when we get up in the morning, kind of like about 5:30, 6 o'clock, they're coming out and they're doing this first thing in the morning. Then they'll disappear off. They disperse off throughout the day because swifts are purely insectivores. So they're off catching bugs in the sky because they don't come down and land on the floor. So this is why they nest in the edges of buildings, rock faces, crevices. So for them to take off, they literally just drop. So if you find a swift on the floor, then there's something going wrong. Over the years, we've had to rescue a couple. One got stuck in. Oh, there's one come down really low. It's just shot off. We had to rescue a couple. One got stuck in some washing in the next door neighbours once. Obviously swooped down and got stuck in a sheet. We had one that had flown into an old climbing frame that we had here. Kept in a box for a day or so. Well, it was even a day actually. Kept in a box. Put the box on the top of the actual climbing frame, and once it had kind of recovered, it took off and flew off and did itself. I don't know if you got that then. Right, hang on. They're starting to get a lot lower now. So now this year as well, also we have had a couple. We do get it every year. We get a couple of very young chicks that fall out of the nest. They're usually deceased by the time they actually drop. However, this year we had a couple which were still alive. Now, did a lot of research and we tried to hand rear them, but to no avail, unfortunately. But everything I read about them, they are very, very, very difficult to kind of raise, and these were literally day-old chicks. So well, that's where they're roosting, just up there. And a lot of new houses now, they're being built with swift boxes in. So there's one. It just went into that side up there then. Now I've also got a bat box on the side of the house there, which we made. Right, let's zoom out a bit and see if we can see any coming in. I'm trying to hold the camera as still as possible, folks, by the way. But yeah, a lot of new houses are being built with swift boxes in, and areas for house martins and swallows and all sorts of stuff nowadays, but swifts especially. There's a lot of houses around here that have all had, one of the housing associations has been putting up swift boxes on the houses. So yeah, but you can still see them. I don't know how well this camera's picking stuff up. But yeah, hopefully you can hear them. Who's got Milo's pathering around with us? Hello, Milo. I think what I'm going to do for a minute I'm going to try and stand the camera up so it can see what we're looking at and leave it. Hopefully, the only problem is that cable's in the way now, isn't it? But there you go. Hopefully, there you go. We'll catch some coming into roost. As one's just come out. You start seeing them coming in now, folks. Now, I was saying before that I think they've all fledged, but when that one went in there, it got quite noisy up there, as if there were still chicks up there. So, we could still have a few more to drop out yet. So I think we've actually got 3 nests in there. There's one about here somewhere, there's one here, and then there's one around this side here. Excuse the motorbikes. The one's about to come in. Yep. So that one's circling round and got really low. Whether there's any more to come into their nest, I don't know, because there's 2 going in that one, but I've only seen, like, I think we've had 2 go in this one, but I've only seen 1 go in this one, so could be another one to go in. Do new. But light levels are getting quite low now, so, and it's gone very quiet in the sky, so I'm going to guess that they're all in for the evening. So we'll leave them for that for now. So yeah, that's the swifts. I'll see if I can get some more in the morning actually. See you in a bit. You might be wondering why on earth I'm trying to film seagulls in the sky, because there is probably about 30 above us at the moment, and the reason they're all up, I don't know if you can see over there, there's quite a few. The reason they're all up is obviously it's been a very hot day, as you can tell by my attire. They're up there catching insects. So what I was trying to film was them flicking, and if you look just above them, there's the swallows, which are just a little bit higher than them. So they're all in the sky catching insects at the moment, which means one of two things. Obviously because of the heat, all the insects have gone up, or there's been some ant swarms, which is normally a good sign for this one. So obviously there's actually two different species of gulls up there. So there's herring gulls, and there's some I think they're black caps, I think. But yeah, there's a couple of species of gulls up there that are all kind of trying to catch all the insects, and you can hear the swifts just above them as well. So yes, another bit for the wildlife video. Anyway, quite interesting watch. So there you go, folks. Bit of a different video, because obviously I was basically trying to film the wildlife that we get visiting our garden, which I didn't do that successfully, to be honest. Because we did see many other things as well. We saw other butterflies. There was cabbage whites that we saw come through. I'm sure I saw a meadow brown at some point. There's a great big herring gull coming over now. See, I couldn't even film that properly. But anyway, now one thing that I will just mention as well, which has been really interesting over the last few days, is we have in these trees behind us, there are, so down at that end over there somewhere, there is a buzzard nest. That end, miles up that way, there is a sparrowhawk nest. So every morning for the last week we've heard a sparrowhawk shouting. So they are fledging. We've seen it over a couple of times, which is really interesting. Also as well, in that little woodland area behind us, there is a stream that comes through, so we know for a fact, because the boys have caught some now and again. We've got crayfish down there, there is woodpeckers down there, there are tawny owls down there, there's been a kingfisher down there at one point. There's loads of different stuff. We've had all sorts of insect life. We've had some different species of shield bugs, all sorts of things we found in our garden. So the general consensus of this video was to try and highlight how much you have on your own doorstep. You don't have to go to the zoo, you don't have to go to a wildlife park. You can find some really interesting creatures on your own doorstep. If you want bigger things, in them woods behind us, there is a fox, there are badgers, because I got trapped in between two of them once, which was an interesting evening one night. But yes, spider wise, there's loads of things in our garden, which I'll probably do a better video of this at some point in the future. Now I think for the first video back, it's not bad, I suppose. So again, for all the people that have joined us, yes, you can see I'm wearing a completely different top this time. We are a bit of an F1 fan as well. It's not my team, by the way, that's just a different story, but we'll cover that on another day. Yeah, thank you very much for staying with us. As we said, it's been a kind of stressful couple of days, a couple of weeks, but we're getting there. Now also as well, I'm going to keep this in the video because this is going on YouTube. I am being watched through the cameras over there. Say hello, Nicola. Say the wife is watching on the cameras. It's the new YouTube episode. We are actually going to put one out again. So say hello to everybody. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Take care, folks. We'll see you all soon for bigger and better things.